Let's talk about something real. Not loud opinions, not politics, not social media arguments. Let's talk about what people get wrong about the Second Amendment. Because a lot of the debate today isn't actually about the amendment, it's about assumptions. One of the biggest misunderstandings is this. People think the Second Amendment is absolute, that it means anything goes. That's not true. No right in the Constitution is unlimited. Freedom of speech doesn't allow threats. Freedom of religion doesn't allow harm to others. And the right to bear arms? It was never written as a free-for-all. Another misunderstanding. People ignore the first part entirely. A well-regulated militia. Some say it doesn't matter. Others say it's everything. The truth is, you can't understand the amendment if you ignore half of it. That phrase reflects something important. Responsibility, structure, preparation, not chaos. Here's another one. People think well-regulated means government control. But in the 1700s, well-regulated meant something closer to well-trained, well-functioning, disciplined, not random, not reckless. And here's where things really get misunderstood. People treat the Second Amendment like it exists in isolation, but it doesn't. It sits alongside every other right, and every right carries a balance between freedom and responsibility. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine someone says, "I have the right to own a firearm." That may be true, but does that mean no training, no accountability, no consequences for misuse? Of course not, because rights don't remove responsibility. They demand it. Another misunderstanding is this. Some believe the amendment was written only for hunting or personal protection. Others believe it was written only to resist tyranny. The truth? It includes both ideas and more. At the time it was written, there was no standing army like we have today. The people themselves were expected to be capable of defense, but capability didn't mean disorder. It meant readiness. And here's something people don't like to hear. The founders assumed a level of discipline and civic responsibility that we don't always talk about today. They didn't write the Constitution for chaos. They wrote it for a functioning society. Now let me say this clearly. Understanding the Second Amendment doesn't require you to agree with every interpretation, but it does require you to read it honestly. Because when we misunderstand the Constitution, we divide. Maybe the real question is, are we willing to understand before we argue?